Carnivorans of Enva, Puma-Cheetah line Felids. On Enva, mammals of the order Carnivora are extremely diverse in species. Carnivorans fill dozens of aquatic and terrestrial niches, and one of the most dominant of these terrestrial clades is Felidae. Members of Felidae are found on every continent, save for Runata and Iatu. Known colloquially as cats, Felids are divided into three separate subfamilies, those being Pantherinae, Felinae, and Machairodontinae. Across these subfamilies, dozens of species stem from many genera. Most cats are ambush predators, although some, like Homotherium or Acinonyx, have cursorial adaptations for pursuit hunting. Members of Felidae are the most common terrestrial megafaunal predators on Enva, with felids usually serving as top-order carnivores in their ecosystems, ranging from 0.9 kilograms in Prionilurus rubinosus to over 500 kilograms in Panthera fossilis. Felids are present at several trophic levels. Felinae. Felinae is composed of 12 genera of mostly small to medium-sized ambush predators. These animals are common in both the eastern and western hemispheres, although the isolation of Runata and Iatu prevented the clade from reaching these continents, as well as a great number of islands. Even at their smallest sizes, felines are extremely proficient predators. The genus Puma is one of the largest felines. This genus arose around 3 million years before present. Split into three species that inhabit Saiketu, Bicel, Tysauria, and Chimea, Puma is one of the most adaptable felids, being found in a diverse array of ecosystems. On Saiketu and Bicel, Puma concolor is extremely common across the breadth of both continents. A predator of small to medium-sized prey, Puma concolor's generalist diet helps mostly keep it from conflicts with larger predators, such as Anocyon or Smilodon. Puma concolor, as do other species, are often found in higher latitudes, with mountains often serving as a prime territory for pumas, especially females with young. These territorial felines have large individual ranges, although at times pumas can have tendencies towards sociality. Especially on the temperate grasslands of southern Bicel, coalitions sometimes form between related males or females. These social groups are single-sex, as adult males and females only interact for mating. These groups use their numbers to take down larger prey, like macrochenia, horses, and ground sloths. In isolated pockets of forest across eastern Osauria and some regions of western Parsura, Puma pardoides persists in areas where other large felids are not common. Once much more common in western Parsura and eastern Osauria, climatic changes in the last million years severely fragmented the populations across their range. Puma pardoides measure about 1.5 meters in length, as well as a mass ranging from 35 to 130 kilograms, being similar in size to a large puma concolor. In Osauria, pumas nearly exclusively hunt deer, boar, and large rodents. Parsura sees the pumas that inhabit the high elevation mixed forest prefer tuer, red deer, wild goat, chamois, and mouflon. In some parts of its Parsuran range, Puma pardoides is sometimes known to hybridize with the common leopard, although documented pumpards are extremely uncommon. In the Yathehimande Mountains of southern Chimea, the rarest member of the puma genus can sometimes be observed. The animal's spotted coat sometimes leads to misidentification, but up close, none can confuse Puma incurva for anything else. Once common across all of southern Chimea, the rise of lions, leopards, cheetahs, as well as Machairodontine cats and canids eventually led to the near extinction of this species. In this isolated mountain range, a few hundred Puma incurva still remain. The Yathehimande Mountains are the highest range on Enva, and pumas here reside far above what would be tolerable to most other large predators. Mountain reedbuck, common reedbuck, oribi, gray redbuck, and baboons make up the majority of Puma and Curva's diet. This cat is the rarest felid on Enva, with it possibly being at risk of extinction. Puma and Curva is believed to be the oldest species of puma, with early representatives of the species speculated to have migrated into Parsura and Assaria before Puma pardoides and Puma concolor split from Puma and Curva. Acinonyx is a genus of medium to large-sized cursorial hunters, known also as cheetahs. Acinonyx is an example of the cheetah species complex, which groups the multiple species of the genus extremely closely, with strict species boundaries being undefined. Members of Acinonyx inhabit Kimea, Assaria, Parsura, and Taihon. Northern Kimea's mild shrublands are home to the oldest known species, Acinonyx aicha. The northern Kimean cheetah most closely resembles the common cheetah, Acinonyx jubatus, which is also found in most of Kimea. Acinonyx aicha is believed to have arisen about 3 million years before present, with some populations inhabiting the Quetzalcoatl Desert having more adaptations for heat tolerance and a lower amount of available fresh water than other populations. In the southernmost part of their range, hybridization takes place between Acinonyx aicha and Acinonyx jubatus. Healthy gene flow between cheetahs on Enva has so far prevented the genetic bottleneck that is present in cheetah populations on Earth. These mostly solitary cheetahs are around the same average size as Acinonyx jubatus, although aicha has longer canines as well as a few other morphological differences that designate a species difference from the common cheetah. Carbon isotope samples and observation indicate that Megasauroides, a deer closely related to Megaloceros, as well as Cervicelaphus barbaricus, and the caprine Ammotragus, make up the majority of Acinonyx aicha's diet. This is sometimes supplemented by predation on wild birds, as well as hyraxes, reptiles, and other small animals. The common cheetah is known from north of the central Kimean rainforest, down to the southern portion of the continent, as well as across a number of varied landscapes in Parsura. Acinonyx jubatus is split to several subspecies, and they are the most numerous species of cheetah. They are also the fastest species, being able to reach speeds of over 100 kilometers per hour. They use their speed to hunt quick and nimble prey like gazelles and spring hares. Specialized inner ears, massive lungs and noses, as well as non-retractable claws, allow this lineage of cheetahs to be the quickest land mammals on Enva. A common trait across all cheetah species is dentition not adapted to processing bone, with cheetah kills being reliable scavenging opportunities for other carnivores. In much of their range, common cheetahs do not rank highly in trophic level. On Kimea, they must deal with kleptoparasitism from many more massive predators. Their cubs are also often targeted by other predators as well, as a form of competitor elimination. Although the common cheetah is a 21 to 65 kilogram mesopredator, other species within the genus are of larger proportions. From the western coast of Assaria to the far east of Taihon, two large-bodied species of cheetah haunt their ecosystems. Acinonyx pardonensis is the more common and smaller megacheetah. It is also known as the paladin cheetah for its common depiction and heraldry. Twice the size of Acinonyx jubatus and Acinonyx aicha, pardonensis can be found in most open environments across Assaria and Parsura. They are more robust than common cheetahs, but still able to reach faster sprinting speeds than most other contemporary megafaunal predators. Rather than being a cursorial pursuit predator, Acinonyx pardonensis, as well as the closely related Acinonyx pleistocanicus, behave more similarly to pantherine cats in the regard of their ambush hunting strategy as well as their choice of prey. Acinonyx pardonensis is the bane of medium-sized herbivores where they occur in their range. Cervids, specifically Eucladoceros, red deer, and roo cervus, serve as the core of the paladin cheetah's prey base. Other deer, equids, as well as the young of camelids and other large herbivores are also targeted by the paladin cheetah. In the far east of Taiwan, the largest species of cheetah dominates the shrub and open forests in its range. Also called the colossal cheetah, Acinonyx pleistocanicus, is a massive and robustly built species that weighs 85 to 150 kilograms on average. Unlike other cheetahs, Acinonyx pleistocanicus serves as a top-order carnivore in its ecosystems. While they do not always avoid larger predators like tigers and lions, these others are relatively rare in much of the colossal cheetah's range, especially in its most eastern range, where their primary competition comes from hyenas, common leopards, and dholes. Acinonyx pardonensis and Acinonyx pleistocanicus, sometimes grouped together as the giant cheetahs, are currently understood to be more closely related to one another than either is to the common cheetah or Acinonyx aicha. A poorly understood possible population of Acinonyx pardonensis also inhabits some parts of eastern Crimea. Some argue for the placement of these cheetahs into their own species, Acinonyx intermedius, while others believe them to simply be a disconnected population of pardonensis that arose from the species' initial radiation. Miracinonyx. Outside of the genus Puma, or Acinonyx, exists the Cyketan cheetah, Miracinonyx. Despite its common name, Miracinonyx is closer to the Puma lineage than true cheetahs. It is also not as cursorial as the cheetahs, preferring to ambush prey with the short bursts of speed, then grappling them to the ground with their powerful forelimbs. The Cyketan cheetah is a commonly occurring species across nearly the entire Cyketan continent, existing in ecosystems as disparate as swamps and deserts. This adaptable genus arose 3 million years ago from so far unknown ancestors. Miracinonyx are slightly larger than the average size of Cyketan pumas, with some large males reaching around 100 kilograms. 2 species are contained within the genus, those being Miracinonyx inexpectatus and Miracinonyx trumani. Trumani possesses more morphological similarities to cheetahs than inexpectatus, which is closer to the puma in skeletal structure, although neither has the non-retractable claws or cranial adaptations for living a cheetah-like lifestyle. Although not quite parallel, Acinonyx trumani do occupy a cheetah-like niche on the central plains and other grassland ecosystems of Cyketu. The species is often present in montane ecosystems where they take advantage of caves and prey harder to access for other predators. Miracinonyx inexpectatus are mostly found in the eastern woodlands ecosystems of eastern Cyketu, with sparser populations being found in woodland, shrub, and some grasslands all the way to the western coast. This species is sometimes called the shrubland cheetah, due to its preference for open environments with sufficient cover. Both species mostly hunt medium-sized herbivores, especially pronghorn and horses. Nearly half of the Cyketan cheetah's diet consists of 11 different species of antilocaprids. Populations of both species in montane environments target bighorn sheep and mountain goats. Unlike true cheetahs, Miracinonyx take part in intraspecific combat. These cats are extremely territorial, and these fights often lead to major injury or even death. Like pumas, Male and female miracinonyx only interact to breed. They are usually solitary or living alongside one or two closely related individuals. Herpylurus. The smallest member of this grouping is Herpylurus, which is found from southern Saiketu to southern Paisel. Herpylurus, also known as the jaguarundi, is a small-bodied adaptable felid that superficially resembles mustelids in appearance. Herpylurus are known from a large deal of ecosystems, and they have a larger range than contemporary ocelots, onsillas, and margays. 3.5 up to 9 kilograms is the average mass of these felines. In forested environments, jaguarundi sport a dark gray coat, while drier and more open areas usually sport a dark red coloration. Herpylurus is a generalist carnivore that hunts a wide array of invertebrates, small mammals, amphibiomorphs, reptiles, and birds. Rodents are the most common target of jaguarundi in their ranges. Cloud forests, mangroves, and savannas are some of the environments that jaguarundi are found in most often. Jaguarundi are more diurnal than other cats in its environments, and the cats have large ranges for their size. They are terrestrial predators, yet they are known to sometimes hunt amongst the tree branches. They are nominally social animals, who at times can be found in pairs. Herpylurus split from pumas around 4 million years ago. An ancestor of all extinct Puma-Cheetah line felids likely existed around 8.2 million years ago. Although they occupy similar niches to other small cats, their skeleton bears several similarities to those of pumas. Unlike their closest relatives, the jaguarundi is preyed upon regularly by a plethora of species. Boas, wild dogs like Speothos and Protocyon, as well as pumas, often make short work of the short-legged jaguarundi. The Puma-Cheetah grade of felids are some of the most diverse and widespread feliforms on Enva. From arid steppes in Parsura to the tropical rainforests of Baiso, these cats survive and thrive. This family is one of the most charismatic felid families, and they are both respected and feared by humans and other zoophytes.